Freshhkiicks traded his Q50 for a BMW. Good choice or no?
M2 boys. I did it, man. I pulled the trigger. Finally on a dream beam.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know I love the Q50, but God, I love BMW too. Before you guys get any further in this video, leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you think it was a good idea for Fresh to trade his Q50 or get rid of his Q50 and replace it with a BMW. Now we know he had the basic bolt-ons and a tune, so we know the power. We know the power level he was at, right? And he replaced it with an M2. Let's get this thing on the interstate. I don't know how you could say this thing's boring. Now, for the reputation that BMW has established itself over the years as an over-engineered maintenance nightmare, it is still known as the ultimate driving machine. For all of its troubles, the nightmare that it can be, the expensive cost of ownership, there are some things that BMW just gets right. And don't get me wrong, I think Nissan Infiniti did a great job with the Q50 and Q60, especially the new Q60. That is a beautiful, beautiful looking car. But BMW, you just can't deny the timeless styling, you know, the classic, beautiful body lines. They just know how to design a car. Now, if the concepts that we're seeing of the M4 and potentially the M3 with that nasty front end, I might eat my words later. But leading up to this point, the BMW has always designed and manufactured really, really pretty cars. I've always loved the interior of BMWs, and the seats are so comfortable. And if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. One thing that BMW knows how to do for sure is make a nice interior. This is a 2007. I mean, this, by a lot of people's standards, is an old car. But look how sleek the interior is. Bolstering is super nice. Extensions for additional leg support. It's just clean and classy. Steering wheel is okay. That's not a standout thing to me, but you know, paddle shifters are compact and nice. But one thing I really love is the gauge cluster of the BMW. It's so simple, white on black. Obviously lights up in the dark, but I just love kind of the simplicity of it. And the seats are super comfortable. But when you sit in these seats, oh my God, it is comfortable. The leather is soft and supple. The seats hold you in and cushion you, and you still get the comfort. So it's tough to find a nice, high quality seat where you get the comfort and the luxury feel along with the support that you need in the canyons. Let's dig into this a little bit, shall we? Let's unpack this question a little bit as to whether or not Freshhkiicks made a good decision leaving Infiniti, leaving his Q50 and moving on to a BMW. Is it a good decision for myself to do such a thing? No, this is a daily driver situation. Now, having a sidecar, a project BMW, that's one thing. But leaving the VQ37 and going to a BMW as a daily, is that a good choice for anybody to make? We can talk a little bit about styling first. Specifically the exterior. I put a little question out on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, Speed Culture Studios. Comparison between my 335 and the Q50, and obviously a majority of the people following my page are interested in Infinitis or Q50 specifically. So I wasn't surprised at the results, but a majority of the people said that they prefer the looks of the Q50. Now, again, that's over the looks of a 2007 335. So, again, I wasn't really surprised. If we're talking about an N55 M2 compared to Q50 VQ37, You know, I love, like I said, I love the lines of the Q50. And, you know, Freshhkiicks has his own style. Obviously, some of you, I'm sure, are familiar. It's hard to say. It depends on how the Q50 is put together. To be honest, and I'll probably get roasted for this, I wasn't a big fan of how Fresh's Q50 looked. If you show me a factory M2 or a factory M3, I'm all over that look. And now, if we're talking interior styling, comparing the M2 to the old Q50, oh my gosh, it's not even a contest. The Q50 is I'm just kidding. The BMW is way better, I would say, than the Infiniti. Superior quality, materials used, again, the comfortable, supportive leather seats compared to seats like this. I mean, even in the sport version of the Q50, they don't compare to the BMW, especially the M-Line seats. When we're talking performance, again, no question, the BMW M Series or M-Line is going to outperform the VQ37 Q50 in a number of different ways. Night and day, all day, every day. It's just the way it is. Now, this is where it gets a little bit sticky for me. The BMW, especially the M cars, have always been known for their handling capabilities, and Fresh's new M2 is no exception to that. They are really built for track performance.
Bro, that shit handles so good. That shit's so loud.
I don't know if the aggressive pops are your style or not, but the fact that you can throw this thing into corners literally is awesome. And combining it with a manual transmission, how can you beat that? With the BMW's handling capabilities in mind, you combine it with the fact that you're able to produce much more power and torque out of the N55 engine with just a few bolt-ons and a simple tune compared to the VQ37. It really is a game changer. I guess the question though really is the M2 a better daily than the Q50? Everybody has different expectations as far as what they want to get out of their daily driver. Some people want a super high performing daily driver. Some people want just so pretty good sounding, reliable, durable daily driver. And I think more people fall in that category than others. And also money has a lot to do with it too. Part of the fun for me in owning this vehicle as a daily driver is the fact that, you know, we're really able to turn it into something that it wasn't necessarily meant to be from the beginning. Yes, it is sort of a luxury performance vehicle or a luxury sport sedan, but you know, they're big and heavy from the factory. They don't come with very good tires. The suspension is meh, and you know, they make decent power, but are they fast? No, not necessarily. Of course, a stock M2 or M3 is going to outperform a stock Q50, VQ37, but that's not the point, right? If you want a car that's built for the track from the factory, you're going to pay for that. But like I said, part of the fun of owning this vehicle is turning it into something that it wasn't necessarily as it came off the showroom floor. Someone asked me the other day why I chose the Q50 for an autocross or a track car. And I actually answered the question by saying, I didn't. I chose the Q50 and then decided what I wanted to do with it. A change to the wheel and tires, some suspension modifications, sway bars, you know, higher performing or better performing brake setup. This turned into a whole different animal. A few bolt-ons and a tune, we got some increased power, better throttle response, real snappy, really nice sounding car. And that's where the enjoyment comes for me from owning this vehicle as a daily driver. Let's take a look under the hood here. Vacuum this thing out. I hate that I just wash the thing and then the guy doing the neighbor's grass blows all the dust and grass up. God, fucking idiot. So the N55 is obviously known to be a bit more reliable than the N54, but I would say it's still nowhere near to as reliable, knock on wood, as the VQ37. So when we go back to the main question of whether or not the M2 is a better daily than the Q, for somebody of Freshhkiicks' means, in terms of finances, I would say sure. I mean, if you can afford to keep up with that vehicle, the N55, you know, 3 Series BMW is one thing, but now you're, or 2 Series, I suppose, now you're driving an M car, cost of maintenance goes up just that much more. And, you know, like I said, somebody of Fresh's means, that's probably just fine. He can afford to do whatever he wants to do with that vehicle and take care of any problem that arises and have it taken care of professionally. Whereas someone maybe in my position or your position, you know, it might not be as practical to own a car like that as a daily driver. Although a lot of people do, it just isn't really, it really is a financial commitment. So what is my take on the situation? Did Freshhkiicks make a good decision in going from a Q50 to an M2? For his sake, probably so. That car is a night and day difference in terms of performance, although we can pull some additional performance and make this old boat handle like a dream with a few upgrades. But the M2, I mean, it's built to perform, so you really can't sneeze at it. But I am not going anywhere. Still a big fan of the Q, still big plans to come. I'm driving this more and more spiritedly on a regular basis, and I have plans to get it back up to the mountains here shortly. And I know a day in the hills will make me fall in love with this car all over again. So looking forward to many more miles to come with this old girl. So she's not going anywhere. What about this pile of junk? Lord only knows. Finish cleaning this thing up. Again, we got a wild and crazy burnout drift, I don't know, downtown gathering today. We'll see what kind of trouble everybody gets into. We're gonna do our best to stay out of trouble. I'm sorry that this video is a little bit random today, but stick around. Good things coming up. I appreciate the support, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.